Good afternoon and welcome back to Create and Craft with Katie. If this is your first time visiting, welcome. I'd love you to stay around and subscribe. Today we are going to do my mantle. This was a very popular video last year. Some of the building of it will be similar, however the actual theme is a little different this year. So if you want to skip ahead a little, the first parts I'm going to do are the layering of the garlands, and then we will get on with the actual different theme. We have a little shadow today, but it's because it's late in the day, but I really need to get this done because otherwise none of you will want to watch it. So, like last year, the first thing we're going to do is going to put this big lighted garland on. Now, this is quite heavy. I wouldn't suggest using command strips. What I do is I have a nail permanently in here and in here and on the far side to hold the weight of it. I can't actually remember where I got it from, but I've never seen one quite as big for, I obviously didn't spend that much money on it. So as you can see, it's got a bend in it. Well, this bend is the center of the wreath, of the garland, and this is where we're going to start putting it on to the mantle. So we're going to find the center. You can feel where the wires are, and we're going to take some of the stems right from the center, and after we've put the nail through the wires, we're going to attach it round. You see that a case of bending it was to make it, it's been in a box, remember, all year, so we want to make it a little flatter so that we can actually get the wires over, and grabbing the bristles, we're going to twist it around the nail, and so we've now got half each side. And so then I like to do mine as a double swag, so we're going to swag this around and attach this end to that nail and the other end to the other nail. As you can see, it's on in a swag. Now, obviously it doesn't look very good now, because what we've actually got to do is to fluff it out like we do with anything, any tree, any garland, any wreath. You've got to fluff it, pull your branches in all the different directions so that you can see how you want it to look. So now you can see it's much more fluffed out. I'm not terribly worried whether or not it's exact on both sides, because by the time I've added my second garland on the top, my swags on the side, and the ornaments, you won't be able to see the difference. And I've realised that this is actually two garlands all attached together, so they must have been two 6-foot garlands I bought a long time ago. They are pre-lit, but I will be adding more lights to them once I've added the second garland. So this garland is flocked. There's two pieces of this one. Now this is a, by the look of it, a 9-foot, and I have two of them. These do not have lights on them. These are just flocked, and so we're going to have it start in the middle and follow the direction. Let's down this side, you can see it better. I'm trying to get you for the light. So you're going to start in the middle here, and you're going to follow in the direction that we are, and then this piece is going to go down into the side of the mantle, because this is where we're going to add a big swag on either side to fill out where this is missing. So here you can see that it goes all the way down the side of here, and then it goes across, and I haven't tied it all in yet or fluffed it out, but it just gives you, this is the next step, is to just set and bend it into shape to match the other one, and then we're going to attach the two together and fluff the white one within the under garland. So the good thing about these swags is that they are heavy, and so it means that you can attach the thinner flocked garland to it, and it will hold it down and hold the shape, and it gives you a good starting point as to where to add your other decorations within it. I like to do it symmetrical, so what I do on this side I'll go ahead and do on the other and work my way inwards, and these really give you the feel that you can, you know, which pieces that you will put in to go along with this sort of woodland theme. Before we actually start decorating it, the next thing I'm going to do is put the twinkle lights in. These are multifunction ones from Walmart. They're the same ones I use in all my trees, and in every year I use the same ones. I always end up buying extra boxes at the beginning of the season because once they put them out, they disappear. This one is, I think, 12 functions. It's press the button to make them twinkle, but we're going to add them in because it really gives some movement to the whole garland. So now you can see the difference that it makes by adding in the twinkle lights. If you've watched any of my decorating videos before, you'll know that I really, for me, the twinkle is all important when it comes to my Christmas, because I just feel it gives that sort of magical touch, little bit like a winter wonderland. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to add in the bells. Now these are, if you've probably come to me from this year's peeling paint bells, those are on my mantle, no, on my garland on the staircase. These are the original ones from 2018 that started it all, and so these have to go on the fireplace mantle because these are my viral video. Anyway, as you can see from the tops of them, get a bit squashed inside the box, and so the same as when you're making them from scratch, you want to start to fluff out all the loops, making sure that you've got your piece in the center, and make sure that your tails are all straight. And then you're going to decide, I like to start with the largest one and go down, and I'm going down through the swag, because once I've got to this point, the swag is part of the whole piece. I don't take it and look at it as something separate. It's just another addition to it. So I like my bells to be, you know, front and center, and so I, as you can see, sort of nestle it in here, and then using the tie, you can then find, see this piece of garland, I picked the one from the underneath the green one, because then it allows me to snug it in. I don't want it hanging freely. I want it look like it's part of the whole piece. And so we're going to put it in here. And the good thing with all of these is that they, you know, they're all wired, and so you can twist them around. And if you wanted to hide some of the rope, you can always just keep fluffing and adding them along. And so the next one we do, I'm going to add to this side the same again. We're just going to make sure that all your ribbons, obviously if you have a different style, or I mean if you don't have a bell, you don't need to do this, but when it comes to all sorts of decorating things with ribbons, the more you can touch them, the more you can fluff out the loops, the more professional it looks, the fuller it looks, and the happier you'll be with your end result. And so this is the middle size one, and so this one will find a piece. This piece here is behind the swag, so we can attach this and it means that you can, if you are twisting them in, you can shape them to where you want the placement to be, and so that it feels like it's more organic flowing down here. And so then the smaller one is going to put here, and then I'm going to do exactly the same on the other side. So now that we've got the bells added on both sides, we're now going to add some of our bigger sort of statement ornaments. Same as last year, but this time I'm doing less red, more white, the same as the tree. There is quite a lot of red in the tree, but not as much as there was last year, if you've seen last year's videos. So these, I only have 2 of each of these, and so obviously I'd like to be able to put them in a place where I'm actually going to be able to see them and enjoy them. And so these just have a regular tie on them, and again we're going to put them on one of the branches, and we're going to work out how we want to do it. And I think I'd like this a bit tighter, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pinch this little piece, and I'm going to twist the branch around the hanger, therefore giving me a little bit more control of where I put this. So I've got this, I've got 2 of these, I have some of these icicles, and I have some other bells, different metal ones, so I'm going to add those in, and then we'll come back for the next step. So I just wanted to give you a couple of tips. So like here, this bell here, this was from the Target dollar spot 2 or 3 years ago. I put this on a long piece of the garland and tucked it back so that I can actually nestle it in, so it looks like it's sitting in the snowy branches rather than hanging. And if you've seen my Christmas tree, my bedroom Christmas tree video, you'd see how I like to put lights within ornaments. And see if I can show you here. But inside this bell, this bell here is a Dollar Tree one. Let's get to you. Can you see? Look, it's flashing inside, because what I did was I poked one of the twinkling lights in through the back of it, so it means that when it's dark and everything's off and all you can see are the lights, it really adds to the whole feel. And again, another touch with the lights is things that you need to think about when you're decorating is that these ones here, look, you see they're very sparkly. So if you have a light, a bulb, look, that's right close to it, you're going to get more glow coming from the piece. It's important to just watch where you're putting it, because then you can take advantage of the lights that you've added without having to put extras. So now you can see that we've added them all the way in. Now what the next thing I like to do, this is the final part I like to do to the garland before I get onto the mantle, is I just like to add a few more snowy picks. As you can see, I have some red, these are like big, they're like pine cone acorns really, and you can see down here that I have a red bell, and there's a red one on the other side. So just some touches, not quite as much red as last year. So just going to add a few of these in and amongst the top part to sort of round off the garland and to cover up where I can see the wire here. And then we're going to work on what we're going to do along the top. And of course it wouldn't be complete if I didn't add in a few little birds. I've got this one and this one and the red one, because for me it's just a touch of whimsy and makes it feel a little bit more, I don't know. I don't know why I like them so much, but I do, and I do know I do have them in all of them. So all of my videos with decorating with garlands and trees, and the only thing they're not on is the wreath on the front door. I might have to remedy that. Anyway, as you can see, so this one here that has the long tail, I obviously want to use it in a place where you're going to get the effect of the tail. So we're going to put this one on the other side, then we'll add the others. So now you can see that we've added everything on here. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add to the top. Now, if you watched my video last year, you'll remember that I had red lanterns. Those have gone in the front, and we're going to work on something different for this one. So we're going to be going with a Winter Wonderland theme. So I found these wonderful 3-foot trees at Walmart. These were only $16 each. I've seen them in places like Pottery Barn and Grandin Road and places like that at 100 and upwards, but so these are an absolute fantastic deal if you can find them. They're in the back where the regular Christmas trees are, and so I'm going to have them flanking the side of the mantle. They come very all tight together, so you need to fluff them out like you would a regular tree, but of course this meant to look like they're real. The next thing that we're going to add to them is some more little snowy trees. These are also from Walmart. These have a really nice pot on them, and these were $15 a piece. These are 2 foot tall, and they are pre-lit, so it gives us another dimension of light inside our display. And I have an extension put in at the top. So we're going to start to place them, and then we'll work around with what else that we're going to put on. And now I want to put, now I've got the 2 things on the side, I want to put something in the center so that I can then decide how much room I've got to fill in with something else. So I'm using this little church. It does light up. I don't think we've got batteries in this one at the minute. No, this one needs new batteries. So I centered the spire with the center of my clock, and I can move a few of these so that Wow, we're going to work out with something else. Now this is I have these two other churches from Walmart. I'm going to see what I think. I may think it's too much, so we'll see. It's all trial and error. I like them, but the one thing is they're too thin to put a candle in. You could probably put a tea light, that's about it. Okay, they look okay at the minute. We're going to go with something else now. These wooden Christmas trees I got at a local vintage market just recently. Although if we'd have had time we could have made them ourselves. And it's going to be a case of seeing how much we can actually get on. It may be that I can't have the churches because there's something else I want to add. Let's take them away. You can always add them back. So this little Nordic Santa, he looks like a birch log, and he came from at home stores. He was $9.99, and I know they still have them. I was there this weekend and they still have them, and I like him, so I think that he would look rather nice standing with those Christmas trees. And then so I need something else to balance in that spot over there. Now this wouldn't be everybody's choice, I understand, but I do have this very nice silver Santa, which I got from Michael's about 5 or 6 years ago. I did a focus group for them and they gave us a gift card, and I thought, well, I might as well buy something that I can use year after year. Now I could stand him on the floor, which is where he usually goes, but I have other plans for the floor this time, so I think I'm going to add him here. Although he's a different piece to the pieces that are here, the silver in his coat goes with the silver on the swag. It's Santa on one side and Santa on the other side, and he's of a similar weight visually to it, and I really quite like how he looks. So I think we're pretty good on how that is. I'm going to give these two trees a little tweak, and then we'll go, and the final piece will be the base. So the final piece we have is this area just here right in front of the fire. This is an electric fire. We live in Texas, and so we don't need it on for heat very often, but it has an option to be able to have the lights on and look like a fire. I'll put that on for you right at the end. But I wanted to hang a couple of lanterns, and so we came up with an idea. So you can't see. So this planter here was from Michael's last year, I want to say spring, and I had them, and I had the idea of putting Christmas trees in them, but I thought I had enough trees as it was, and so I'm using a crook from the garden that is supposed to attach to a deck railing for you to hang a plant from, but my husband made some wood base inside it for us to put the clamp on there instead, and then we fill it up with a little piece of cloth to hide the bottom piece, and we can fit it either side of the fireplace. We may move them when we've had a go and see what they look like. And I have some lanterns there, the ones where the lights are already in them and they've got the battery pack on the bottom there. These are from At Home a year or so ago. They have them all the year round. It wasn't a seasonal item, and so the only thing is I wish that they had a timer, but they don't, so it means that at night I have to switch them off. Most of the ones that I want have either got a remote or a timer, so I think these look rather nice there. I think we might have to push them back a little, so I think we'll just have a play around with them and then I'll come back. Okay, so what I've actually done is I've been with the hook and hooked it around the back of the garland, and so the lantern is almost looking like it's hanging from the garland, which of course it couldn't, because it would pull everything down, even though it's not very heavy. So that just adds another dimension to it, another section of light. And then I have one last piece, because obviously with everything on here there isn't any room to hang our stockings, and so we had to come up with a solution and build something. And so we came up with this stocking holder. See if we can get closer to it. So it's here, you can see it's two cross beams and this dowel for the stockings to hang on. I don't know if you can see, but it I painted it in grey. It was Sherwin-Williams Dorian grey that I'd got left over from my bedroom walls. Then I distressed it with Waverley chalk paint in plaster and ink, and this piece hangs across here, and so we're going to position it in between these two. I will put the fire on and we can take a look at how it all looks. So you can't actually see the fire with the stockings in place, but the stockings won't be there all the time. We just thought it was a nice idea, a little bit different from hanging them on the mantelpiece itself. I do actually have a couple of other ideas for you in my stairs garland video for another idea for hanging your stockings. I'm now going to take you all the way back so that you get a whole view of it. So there you go, this is the 2020 version of my mantle for Christmas. Everything is looking super sparkly. You can see my tree over here. I did it in the same method as I did last year, that's why I haven't actually filmed it. I will go in closer on it when I do a quick tour of all the pieces that I've actually done this year, but I'm hoping to get at least one more video out before then. I really hope that you've enjoyed it. If you have, I'd love you to share it with your friends, and I really would like you to give me a thumbs up, leave me a Christmas tree emoji or anything Christmassy if you're making a comment from your phone, and I would love you to subscribe. And there are just 2 days left in my giveaway from the day that I'm actually filming this. I'm hoping this video will go up tonight, which is the 8th. The giveaway closes at the end of Thursday the 10th, and I will be announcing the winner very soon after that when I've been in touch with them. So anyway, I really hope that you like this. I'm happy with how this one looks this year. It's a little bit different from last year, and I hope that I may have given you a few inspirations and some tips for your own mantle. Thanks very much, and bye bye.